Today we're back inside of the App Store and I'm taking a look at the most popular games, ones that the App Store says are really solid, really good, and really played. I'm going to determine and share with you whether they are actually worth our time or if it's a scam. Let's dive into this video and see what some of the best games are in the App Store now and if they're worth it. So World of Tanks Blitz Mobile, I actually like this one. I've played a lot of World of Tanks in the past and it always was a really good and a quite fun title. This doesn't disappoint. It's the same type of experience, but done on mobile devices. If you're looking for a strategy style, position yourself down and take down other tanks type game, this could be a good one for you. As you can see, the graphics are on point. You can skin out your tanks as well for that customization element, and it gives you that real world combat style that you may like. Like, look at those cosmetics right there. I think they're kind of sweet. I like this one. I think it's worth a play. One of the best games on mobile. Maybe, if you like tanks. I think it's good. I would give this one an echo approval. Dungeon Hunter 6, an action RPG game that sits with 130 on the charts and with 4.5 stars in rating. You could play this action RPG as many different classes, and the combat is pretty cool, pretty fun. You could actually take down enemies and utilize them as friends to fight alongside of you. It offers us a big open world as well where we can engage with other players and even dive into missions with them. And the combat is pretty fun, let's be honest. It's a nice action RPG style game. The issue comes into the game when we're talking about pop-ups inside of the game. The ability to be spammed with things to purchase. That's where this one goes wrong for me. If that were removed from the game, we'd be looking at something that was a lot more solid. But as it sits right now, because of that, I would probably recommend you play other action RPGs like Undecember, Diablo Immortal, Torchlight Infinite, some of the better action RPGs in this space. But with that being said, if you're into Dungeon Hunter and you always have been, you're gonna enjoy this game just by ignoring those ads and not doing all the microtransactions. We'll give this one an in-between. I guess I would personally give it a red light for myself, but maybe a green light for you if you were really into the series itself. Grid Autosport, check this one out with a $9.99 price tag. It sits at number 13 in racing with 4.5 stars. Let's take a look at this thing right here. All right, so as you can see, the graphics of the game are pretty legit. This isn't a bad looking game whatsoever. The price tag is a little bit steep though when we're talking about a mobile game that you could play. It looks like street racing, but not like a GTA style street racing. Here, Grid Autosport for iOS. We have another trailer actually we could check out right here as well. Let's dive into it. All right, so it looks like they do take it into the underground as well a little bit, but it definitely has more of a let's actually race, upgrade our vehicles, rather than let's crash into one another and destroy other vehicles like we see in some other titles. Really a nice looking racing game for all of you that are enthusiasts of this genre. So in my opinion, this would be a green light. I would say this is a good one to try. And we're gonna follow that one up with Derby Madness with 140 in the racing category and 4.7 stars. So in its name, you know, it says Derby. It definitely seems like a little bit more of a budget title than the last one, but it also has that fun factor. There are some really, I don't want to say cheesy, but you know, not as high-tech cars, some more goofy cars inside of this one. As you can see right there, it does look decent. It looks like a fun racing experience, but you really can't compare it to the previous one. But if you're looking to smash some stuff and maybe have a little bit of a lower key racing experience, a little bit more of a destructive one with some older type vehicles, I could see a world where this one would be enjoyable. Would I play this one? No. Should you? I could give it a green light. It's not a bad game. Check it out, Raid Shadow Legends. We already know this. I've shown this on the channel before. I actually love Raid Shadow Legends. I play it all the time. I have a second channel called Echo Raid Shadow Legends. My QR code if you want to play the game is right there, and the description has a link to play it as well. As you can see, it's 47 in strategy and 4.7 stars on the rating. And you know, Raid is actually a lot of fun to play. There's a lot of depth into creating your characters, your champions, building out your teams, and going into battle. There's a lot more than you realize when you start playing the game. I personally enjoy it. I don't need to go on too much further about it because I talk about it all day, every day on my other channel. Again, if you want to try out the game, use my QR code above and check it out. There's some great opportunities for 2 free legendary champions inside of the game right now. And if you use my code, you also get yourself a free epic and some other goodies. But hey, if you want strategy, I honestly think Raid does turn-based strategy the best. I'm giving it a green light all day. If you like videos like this, you know what you should do. Well, you should let me know down in the comments, and while you're down there, throw a like on the video. It supports the channel. Thank you. Oh my dog, Heroes Assemble. First thing, there's no trailer. Don't love that. I don't love that. This one is not ranked in role-playing. It's 4.8 stars. And as you can see, it's going with the whole Doge theme. That's gimmicky, in my opinion. Could this be a good game? It could be. I don't believe that it is. When you see this right here, you think of Doge and you think someone's jumping on a trend to try and throw something out there to get downloads. I would say this one is not great. With that being said, it's not one that I've downloaded and not one that I plan to. So I would give this one a red light. I wouldn't download it for me. Mech Arena, number 30 in strategy and 4.9 stars inside of the ratings for this one. This is a mech battler style game that's actually quite a bit of fun. Here you're gonna play inside of a mech. You're gonna have to take down your opponents that are other mechs inside of the game, and as you progress throughout the game, you can upgrade your mech, stronger weapons, stronger armor, and be able to be more viable in those battles. It is a fun game. It's a good looking game. There is competition. There are other mech games on the market right now on mobile, but this is one that's probably one of the more popular ones, and it has PvP and PvE inside of the game as well. So if you're looking for something that's not just PvE, where you could actually play against other players as well, this is your boy right here. It's a fun game. I like it. It's another one that I'll greenlight. Dragon Trail Hunter World. This one an RPG game, not rated, and it does have 4.8 stars. Let's take a look at some gameplay. Yeah, and here's where you can see that the gameplay is kinda meh. I don't love this one whatsoever. I don't like the vertical screen for this type of game, first of all, and it seems like a Pokemon style RPG game, which if I wanted something like that, I'd go ahead and play Pokemon itself. I mean, is it okay? Possibly, but I can't go ahead and greenlight this one. It would be a red light for me. Shadow Fight 3 RPG fighting? Yes. 171 in role-playing, 4.6 stars. And what we're looking at is a really good fighting game. These are some of the best on mobile, in my opinion. As you can see, the combat is really good. The weapon and button layout is also really nice. The graphics are awesome. The only thing that this thing lacks is characters that we know. It's not Street Fighter, it's not anything, it's not Mortal Kombat, which is part of the reason why it may not be a little bit more popular. But when it comes down to actual battle mechanics, I think this game does really, really well. It's a really cool game if you're looking for a fighting game that is just solid, with great characters as well. You just need to get to know who they are. And then we have Knighthood. Knighthood is an amazing game. It's not rated. It has 4.8 stars, but this game is actually so fun to play. Inside of this one, you have your gauntlet, which is the power of all of your attack. You also have different gear that you can equip, and you have teammates that are actually going to be controlled by you that can be used as supers or as ultimates in your battles, both PvE and PvP. This game has some amazing artwork that is really unique to the game itself. You don't really see this anywhere else except for maybe other titles that have created by the same developer. It also has a really nice clan system, so you and your clanmates can work together to take down big PvE bosses for big rewards. The progression inside of the game is really awesome and actually really fun, and the track system, how you get yourself through the world, is quite unique, as you can see in this map as well. The weapons are awesome, the level progression is awesome, and I really do believe this is one of the best and maybe even one of the most underrated games on mobile. So yeah, we're greenlighting this one. Eve Echoes is really known by a ton of PC gamers because it's been on PC as the PC version for a very long time, quite popular. It's kind of in a way like a kingdom builder, where you're building up your civilization up in the skies, building up your ships, and then having to take down others for territory, land, and, well, maybe not land, space. And it's just a really fun one. It's also one that could take up a lot of your time and requires a lot of time to work together with your clanmates so that you could actually be successful within the game. The graphics are great. The one thing I say about this one, which is something that I don't love, is the whole space theme. I'm not into space theme stuff. But with that being said, it is done really well. There's nothing I could really say that's negative about this game besides my personal preference, not liking things in space. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one the green light for you guys. Marvel Strike Force, number 57 in role-playing with 4.6 stars. If you like turn-based strategy, and if you like Marvel, here's your game. As you can see, you have a ton of different characters that you could play as, all from the Marvel realm. The graphics are great and very comic book-like. The colors inside of the game are kind of unmatched because of the Marvel universe that we're within. Upgrade progression is real. It's going to take you a while to get your champions where you want them to be, but the battles are super fun, and all of your heroes, your teammates that you build in that team that you synergize, all have something different that they bring to the fight. Pretty standard for the genre, but it's done really well here, especially, as I mentioned, if you're into the Marvel stuff. I like Marvel, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. I'm not like a Marvel head. If you are, you're probably already playing this game. If you're not and on the fence, it's probably worth one trying. I actually really like it. It's a green light from me. Smash Legends Action Fight. Not ranked in action, but it does sit with 4.7 stars. Let's take a look at some gameplay. As you can see here, we have a top-down style combat system game. It reminds me a little bit of something like Brawlhalla or Smash Brothers, maybe not as fine-tuned as those titles, but similar. And as you can see, you can play as teammates together inside of this one for some really nice, fun team combat. It looks like a great game if you're into tabletop or arena-style battlers. This is a good option. Something like Brawl Stars, but different. Quite a bit different. This one having an anime theme, graphics are on point. I think this one's actually pretty good, and I would recommend giving it a try if you're into this genre of game. And lastly, Final Fantasy War of Eos. Is this just a cash grab from the Final Fantasy world, or is it actually a really good game? I don't think this one looks so solid. To be honest, this does look like something that was just kind of thrown together with the IP. I personally, not that I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy, because I'm not, but I wouldn't be interested in this one. It's not something that I would say, oh man, I need to play that. That's something that needs to happen. It's not categorized or ranked in role-playing. It does sit with 4.5 stars. The graphics are nice as they pull in the IP that is known and beloved by the community. So unless if you're a Final Fantasy fan, I would say this one is probably not worth your time and worth avoiding, which means it's a red. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for daily videos letting you know what the best mobile games are for you to play right now.